Good evening. This special meeting of the School Board of the Osseo Area Schools will now come to order. It is Monday, March 19th, and the time is 10:50 p.m. Seated for this meeting tonight in clockwise fashion are board members Craig, Fortner, Burgett, Douglas, and myself, Mike Ostafi. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before the board currently is a revised proposed agenda for tonight's special meeting. I will note that the agenda was modified from what was originally posted on the website in order to clarify the intended action item for tonight's meeting. Specifically, item 4 has been revised to read, authorized Ray and Associates to contact potential finalists to confirm their continued interest and availability for round 1 interviews and to release confirmed candidate names to the public not before 1 p.m. on Tuesday, March the 20th, 2018. Given the revised agenda, are there any proposed additions or modifications to the agenda? No? Okay. So the action item, I want to welcome everybody. The purpose of this special meeting is to develop and implement a comprehensive and credible process to select the next superintendent of Osseo Area Schools. The topic is the superintendent search, going out for applicant screening and selection for interviews. Outcomes that the board members will review the initial slate of applicants forwarded by the search firm and determine which applicants to invite for first round interviews. So the action item now is to authorize Ray and Associates to contact those candidates before we release anything to the public, which will be tomorrow. So I guess I will take a motion, or I will make a motion to authorize Ray and Associates to contact potential finalists to confirm their continued interest and availability for round 1 interviews and to release confirmed candidates' names to the public not before 1 p.m. Tuesday, the 20th of March, 2018.
Second.
I have a second from Director Craig. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. And next steps, Judy?
Thank you, Chair Ostafi and school board members. If I would, with your indulgence, I'd like to move back to item 2 on the agenda. I believe Ray and Associates were going to provide an applicant pool overview, or did you choose to waive that?
I don't know that we chose to waive that. I was just going off of that update. But if you wanted to give us an overview of what the pool size was and how you would generally do that, we would appreciate that.
Yeah, we had, he's going to pull from the box. I'll just give you some general information. We had just under 1,100 candidates that we either contacted or contacted us, so candidates that expressed an interest one way or the other, or we reached out to them. And from that number, what we have done is to go state by state and see what states and what foreign countries they have come from. You actually had 14 applicants from foreign countries and representing nearly every state in the United States. Of that number of 1,091 contacts, 28 candidates completed the application process by providing the required information to us. And then we ended up vetting the candidates and determining a slate of candidates that were presented for consideration.
Forward this to Judy.
Pardon?
We'll forward this to Judy.
And from that, there was a process put together in order to come to or to rank those, review the candidates, and then select who we think should be brought forward into the next round. That is still a process that is ongoing. They will be contacted, make sure they're still interested, and then those names will be released tomorrow. So the outcome of the deliberations in small groups tonight will come out tomorrow once they've assured that they're still interested and able to meet with us on the dates that we're looking at, which have already been published. So, any other questions on what was?
From your experience, do you find that this was typical of what you've seen in terms of the number of candidates and the number that have completed the application and all that?
For superintendent searches, I would say it's less than what we typically have nationally, but still a great number to have, almost 30 candidates with completed apps, and we had an additional number of candidates who started applications and for whatever reason did not finish them. So they were not given consideration because they have requirements to have a completed app, and they didn't meet those. So overall, I think the outcome was positive.
Thank you.
And it was a very strong pool of candidates.
Hence why deliberations went until 10:30 tonight. So, okay, with that, if there's any other discussions, if not, I'll make a motion to adjourn. Done?
Excuse me, Chair Ostafi?
Yes? What? I'm acting chair.
Oh, I'm sorry, acting chair. I was making sure I got the last name right. I would just like to take a minute to talk about next steps, if that's
Okay,
okay.
oh yeah. See, I asked you about that before.
I know, I had to circle
It's late,
back.
I'm sorry.
I know, that's okay. So I just want to remind board members that on April 2nd and 3rd, depending on the number of candidates that we find out tomorrow, that those days are slated for our structured interviews. We will be working with Ray and Associates to develop the questions for that you'll put forth to candidates on April 2nd and 3rd, and we'll also begin working on the questions for the finalists who come on, the final finalists who come on April 10th. So I would like to remind you that you're going to start right away at 5 o'clock on both April 2nd and April 3rd, and that will be recorded meetings, and so if you do want to have dinner, you should come here between 4 and 4:30. Okay. Other than that, I think that's it. Acting chair.
Okay. And then after that, the goal was the April 2nd and 3rd. Then we have a date set up for the 10th, I believe it is, to have final interviews. So that would be the timeline, just to make sure that everybody understands that, there'll be about a week difference in there, and we'll continue to move this forward. So,
Excellent.
All
That's
right.
all I have.
all right. Do I have to make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Okay, second? I did. You seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned at 11 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you.